before we get to the play-in situation, just wanted to check and see if you had anything on LeBron's ankle. It looked like there was a little tweak there.
Yeah, he hopped up, took a few steps on it gingerly, but he said he's good to go.
Got it. Frank, sorry, did I cut you out there?
Yeah, just said no issues.
Got it. Frank, how did you feel about the way that he looked overall? And you could extend that to AD as well, but just LeBron and his return in this back-to-back here.
Yeah, just getting a little bit stronger each game. And I think it was important for both of those guys to continue to get a little bit of time together with Drummond. All those guys together, but a lot of positive signs. And excited to be going into the playoff game or the play-in game and the playoffs healthy.
Of course, you've seen Golden State 3 times, Frank. They're playing a little bit different the last couple of weeks. Just wondered what your initial thoughts are on the matchup and having 2 days to prep for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have a championship pedigree with Draymond and Steph and Coach Kerr. Really impressed with their defensive performance throughout the course of the year. They got a top 5 defense, and obviously Steph's playing out of this world. So it's going to be a big challenge, but one our guys are up to.
Okay, we will go to Kyle Goon, please.
Hey, Frank, obviously you've been making these tough decisions for the last couple games of this year, but how tough is it to kind of give LeBron some minutes in the last game of the season, minutes that I assume he kind of needs, but then also kind of be struck by one of those moments like you had in the fourth quarter where you're not sure for a few minutes what's going on with his ankle?
Yeah, you can't worry about that. I mean, you got to play, and you can't worry about what hasn't happened yet. Guys need to get in rhythm and have the ability to play well once the playoffs come around. So it's always a balance between making sure guys are healthy and making sure that they're in rhythm and finding that cohesiveness. And I was happy with striking that balance the right way tonight. And excited about where we're at going into the playoffs.
All righty, Brad Turner, please.
How you doing, Frank?
Good, BT.
With LeBron, AD, and Dennis just not coming back, how was their conditioning in these 2 games, and what will practice do to help them with their stamina?
Well, what practice do? I don't think we're going to do much in practice other than prepare. But just getting them back this final week, I think was very, very important for all of those guys to continue to get, just get their legs under them, build their conditioning a little bit more each day. We're still going to be behind where we would like to be from a conditioning standpoint, rhythm and timing, cohesiveness standpoint. But, we're just making the best of the situation, and I'm pleased with where we're at.
David McMenamin.
Greg, I got one for you, then a quick one to follow. I asked AD about where the team stands now versus, say, 2 weeks ago when you lost to the Raptors. And he mentioned that you told them back then that, like, we got to stay together and just look where we'll be if we do stay together. Can you take me back to that moment and the message you were sharing with the team then?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had at one point we had lost 8 out of 10. You know what I mean? And we were fighting through either guys being out or coming back, not in great shape and not in rhythm and trying to find their game again. And, there's just, you find stretches like that throughout certain seasons, the message was like, remain together, let's not anybody overreact. No one's happy that we've lost these games, but we're going to be okay if we stay the course, keep grinding, keep having a growth mindset each day, and understanding that, 2 weeks forward from that point, 2 weeks further into our guys getting healthy, we're going to feel a lot differently about our team. And, that is where we're at right now. We won a few games in a row, 4 games in a row, 5 games in a row, something like that. LeBron, Dennis getting back in the lineup, getting a little bit stronger each game. Feel good about where we're at. Obviously, you wish you had a couple more weeks to get healthy, but like I said, I feel good with where we're at.
And the quick follow is you guys just are coming off a back-to-back. You have to travel halfway across the country, and you have 2 days before the game on Wednesday. What will you do tomorrow?
We're going to huddle up with the staff and, figure out whether we want to have a meeting tomorrow. I mean, we're playing a back-to-back, so I haven't decided yet whether we're going to bring our guys in tomorrow. But the next 2 days will be about preparing for that Golden State game.
Okay, Bill Oram, please.
Hey, Frank, going back to Dave's first question about the kind of the response to that Raptors loss. How pivotal of a point in the season did that feel like to you? Did you feel like your guys, I mean, given all that you've been through over the last 2 years, kind of the never-ending season, did you feel like maybe your guys were at a point where they were going to let go of the rope? I mean, how close did you feel like maybe things were completely unraveling?
I mean, no, I don't think things were unraveling. You know, I think we just were all frustrated, you know, that we weren't winning games, you know, at that point. And, you know, with where everybody was at with their health and coming back from injuries and just how we were playing overall. But, you know, I just want to make sure that our guys remain confident in where we were going and where we were going to be. But I never felt like things were unraveling. That was the point behind the message. Like, we're going to be okay. And, you know, I think just you're going to have emotions after losing. You know, it's human nature, especially with great competitors, champions like we have on this team. And, you know, just want to make sure that we were, steering the ship on the right course.
All right, we'll try to get a couple more in. I know you guys are trying to get out of there. We'll go with Jovan, please.
Hey, Frank. Strategically, how do you view the play-in? Do you view it like a game 7, a game where you're going to play 8-9 guys, maybe a couple guys 40+ minutes, or like, cause it's kind of weird where like it's almost like a game 1 where you're kind of trying to feel out the opponent, but it's game 7 stakes where if you lose, obviously you know your season's kind of on the line.
Yeah, I mean, the simplest way to put it, we're going to play to win. You know, whatever that looks like. You know, we'll meet with the coaching staff over the next couple of days and study the matchup and do whatever we can to win that game.
All right, Dan Wilkie, please.
Frank, you said before the game that you guys somebody would be scoreboard watching at some point. At what point did you kind of know what Denver was doing, or I guess what Portland was doing to Denver? And did that change anything in terms of your thought process with minutes or anything tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think I told my staff I don't want to know anything about it until the third quarter, until near the end of the third quarter, and we'll make a decision on how to close the game out. But I still want to use the first 3 quarters for our guys to build cohesiveness and all the things we've been talking about, to get another game under our belts to get ready for the playoffs. And then we would make a decision on crunch time, based on where that other game was at, if it was even decided, and we found out it was a blowout. So we got LeBron that final run and decided to use our bench to close out the game.
All right. Thanks so much, Frank. Safe travels.